कुमार स्वामी नायक गोंगो लुगु लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Yanavanaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, police investigate teen's death. Minister assures education assistance will continue. And tax changes to stimulate economy.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
A community is living in shock and fear following the death of a 13-year-old girl in Namara, Lambasa on Wednesday. The Year 9 student of Lambasa College was allegedly attacked with a knife outside her home at around 8 p.m. Eleanor Tarangaivu has more.
Residents of this quiet neighborhood of Namara in Lambasa woke up to news of a fatal stabbing at this home, where a mother and daughter have been renting since the start of this year. Neighbor 30-year-old Venyana Tombu says they are still in shock.
It's hard to believe because we live just opposite them and we see her every day going to school and coming back home. It's scary that it happened to a very young girl.
Police say the 13-year-old victim was hanging clothes outside her home when the landlord heard her screaming. Upon inquiring, the landlord found her lying unconscious at the door. There were visible stab wounds on her body. FBC News spoke to a few neighbors, but they refused to come on camera due to fear, as they say this is the first time such an incident has happened in their neighborhood.
As a mother of two, I am scared for my children. Now we have to safely secure our home, especially at night.
According to police, the 13-year-old was alone at the time of the incident. She was waiting for her mother, who was yet to return from work. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
Parents have been assured that they will not be asked to pay school fees despite over a $17 million reduction in the ministry's budget. The ministry has received $450.6 million. Pranita Prakash with the details.
Speaking to parents and students in Naitha City, Education Minister Rosie Akbar confirmed they will continue to assist students.
I'm sure a lot of rumors and word would be going around, or the budget has been reduced for the education ministry. Now our children will be asked to pay fees. This normally comes up. I can assure you that we will work with whatever budget we've been given, and no child will be asked to pay school fees. Your bus fare assistance will continue. Your free education grant will continue. The textbooks that we give to your children will continue.
The Education Minister has urged school management to work with the ministry and the government.
We will have to do some very, very stringent, prudent financial management. We'll have to use money where it is needed most. So if you're thinking of capital projects, please put a hold to it once economy normalizes, and then we'll work with that. Okay?
The minister says while they understand that times are difficult, she is urging parents to ensure that their children attend school. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The International Labour Organization is calling for the Employment Ministry to review its national employment policy. ILO Director for the Pacific, Martin Karimli, says given the issues created by the pandemic, the policy needs to be reviewed to help create sustainable employment. Karimli says according to an ILO assessment, 5 industries are severely affected, including wholesale and retail sales, as well as tourism. He adds one of their recommendations is putting together a robust collaboration to help business during times like this.
Would actually ensure this sustainable and coordinated approach. What we can offer as an ILO, of course, we can provide technical expertise and guidance notes based on the experience of ILO in other respective countries. What we observe, and according to our findings, we think that there should be a comprehensive institutional work that would support businesses and workers during this kind of crises.
The Public Rental Board has completed the installation of 29 CCTV cameras at its Raiwai flats. PRB General Manager Patrick Veo says the cameras have been positioned to capture any suspicious or illegal activity on their premises. The board has also recently signed contracts for cameras at the Nandera and Mid-Road flats. Kelly Vadala reports.
As contractors install cameras in PRB property, there are discussions with police to receive the live feed to stations as part of the package.
Our development people and contractors, they have looked at all areas, positioning the cameras so that we have a close view of all the estate. So it is placed in such a way that we get a good view of all the boundaries.
Patrick Ville says they're closely monitoring activities in all PRB estates.
I believe the curfew and the current situation, people are sort of abiding by the tenancy agreement.
Housing Minister Pramila Kumar earlier highlighted that some flats have been used for illegal activities such as drug dealing.
When we give out flats to some individuals who have teenage children, right, who are involved in drugs and whatnot, the rest of the family who live in that flat, they are scared.
The acting GM Ville is urging all PRB tenants to adhere to the agreements and avoid any unnecessary breaches. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Alhamad Smart Living continues to invest in the economy. Yesterday they opened their Namaka warehouse and showroom as they continue expanding their business. The company has come a long way from its initial establishment in 1970. Minister for Education Rosie Akbar praised Alhamad for always supporting the community.
The branch of Alhamad will not only provide a wider showroom that will cater to the different customer needs, but of course emphasis on Fijian-made products, quality Fijian-made products that will help to contribute towards the Fijian economy.
And turning overseas, President Donald Trump is to send a surge of federal security forces to U.S. cities in a crackdown on crime. Chicago and 2 other Democratic-run cities are being targeted in the Republican president's move amid a... Up ahead, new FRU chair expected to be announced today. And 1 year to go for Olympics.
हाय हम शहर बात करता है तावा में मिर्ची एफएम सबकन से एंड मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट
A new Fiji Rugby Union chairperson is expected to be announced in the next few days. This is after the FRU confirmed that Francis Keene is no longer the chair. Aquila Dama with the details.
The FRU is expected to announce some changes today. However, CEO John O'Connor says Commander Keene spearheaded the major transformation we all now witness in the strategic direction, operations and management of Fiji Rugby.
Under the chairman's leadership, there's been so many great achievements on and off the field. Starting with the Olympics and then getting our World Rugby Council seats.
O'Connor adds the changes we all witnessed today at Fiji Rugby is a testament to Commander Keene's passion, commitment and love for Fiji Rugby.
I think the chairman has set a pathway for Fiji Rugby to continue to grow. We formed a lot of strategic partnership with other unions. We're almost finalizing negotiations on our participation in the Six Nations historically. We talked to New Zealand Rugby about Super Rugby. Almost completing the pathways that we dreamt of before coming to rugby.
Commander Keene has been replaced by Conway Bagg, who is the new appointee for the Prime Minister to the FRU board. Bagg was a former national assistant coach and led the Lomaiviti club during their Suva Rugby Union dominance more than 15 years ago. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
Time and chance are the 2 factors that Suva must utilise in the Skipper Cup and Fairbrother clash with Nandronga. These are the words of former Suva coach Sayasi Fuli. Fuli was the last Suva coach to beat Nandronga at their home ground and wrestle the Fairbrother from the Stallions in 2017. Only 2 players from the 2017 Suva side will be in action again for Suva, including Ratumeli Kurisaru and John Stewart.
The only statement that I provided in 2017 is time and chance. Time and chance is very important. So make use of the time and make use of the chance that you have, and that's what happened in 2017. We bounced back strongly in the last 25 minutes until we scored the try in the 81st minute by Aaron Isau.
And you can watch the match live and exclusive on FBC Sports Channel on the Walesi platform at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. The live coverage will start at 1 p.m. with the women's match. Former Flying Fijians prop Alefoso Yala Tambua was laid to rest yesterday. The funeral church service was held at Faith Harvest Church in Vunivivi, Nausori. Yala Tambua passed away at the CWM hospital last weekend. The 2007 Rugby World Cup prop made his debut on May 19th on the same year in a 3-8 loss to Samoa. He played only one game at the World Cup against Australia. Yala Tambua's passing means 4 players from the 2007 World Cup have passed on, including Chone Railomo, Maleli Kunavore and Seru Rambeni. Yala Tambua was 43 years old. 365 days to the Tokyo Olympic Games, and the journey is not getting any easier for Team Fiji. Sports including archery, swimming, karate, judo, table tennis and athletics are yet to qualify, with dates for qualifying events still to be determined. Tale Matairakula reports.
The biggest issue faced by Team Fiji is when and where qualifying events will be held.
Pitting their skills against each other here may not get them to that level where they need to cross the line to get to Tokyo. So they're badly in need of going to these competitions and to exactly know where these competitions will be held, how can they be factored into their schedule, so the time, the process of their timeline and how they can organize their timeline to see that they hit their target of Tokyo is a big issue at the moment.
This will continue to be a problem with the uncertainty over the opening of international borders.
At the moment, the sports should be hearing where the qualifying competitions are being held. But there's no guarantee that it will be held in the countries if they're still in lockdown.
The road to the Olympics doesn't get any easier with money in short supply.
We're in a predicament, but I don't think Fiji is the only country that is in this predicament, in trying to get their teams organized to make sure that we get across the line, and we get across that line comfortably.
Fasanal carried out a flag-raising ceremony yesterday, marking the one-year countdown till the Tokyo Olympic Games next year. Tale Materkula, FBC Sports.
Finally, Friday, the 24th of July. Expect mainly fine weather across the country today. Occasional showers in the west from midday and cool nights in the evenings. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. And remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.